Hi, Paul here. I'm pretty excited to bring you quite the concoction of a blues lick today. It's going to help us get from the 5 chord to the 4 chord and back to the 1 chord. And it's going to do it using 3 different things. So we're going to use the pentatonic scale, we're going to use a little bit of the diminished scale, and we're also going to use some thirds, which you just have to have in your kind of blues trick bag. Lots of times, when you play a lick, it might be over just 1 chord, but as you know, in a song there's going to be more than 1 chord. Now in a blues song, there's some key points that where we really want to highlight the chord changes. The 1 chord going to the 4 chord, we want to make that pop, and also the turnaround section right at the end when we go 5, 4, 1. So there, we want a line that really highlights those chord tones. If you don't have one, you might find yourself just kind of going up and down the pentatonic and just trying to make things happen and hoping that you're landing on the right notes and that those juicy chord tones will come out. But really, what we want to do is create lines that actually highlight the tones in those chords. So I'll start this lick by just walking up to the chord tone that I want. I know the note that I want is this E, and I'm going to walk up to it. So 9th fret, walking up to the 12th. And I'm setting up this 5 chord, right? I'm going to play just this triad, just this 3-note chord. We've talked about triads a little bit before in other videos where, they're super useful for just highlighting chord tones. You don't have to do anything fancy. You just got to know what you're doing. So we're going to hit this 12th fret on the high E, then the B at the 14th, and then the G at the 12th. And I just stay there. You can do all upstrokes in your right hand. I'm highlighting that A chord, creating a little bit of tension because I'm staying there a little bit too long. Then we're going to break the tension with the diminished scale. So I'm only going to use a little part of it, so don't let that scare you off or anything. I'm just going to play what looks pretty much like the D minor pentatonic, maybe with 1 note added. We're going to play this 13th fret on the high E, then the 10th fret on the high E, then the 12th fret on the B, then here comes the 13th fret on the G. There's your kind of flat 5, the darker note, and then that's the 10th fret on the G. So we get then just the root note on the 12th. So we haven't really added too many notes that we're not familiar with. We just added the 6th, and then we've added the flat 5 on the G. Little bit of tension. Then we scooch over to the 7th fret, and I'm going to play 7 and 9 on the D string, and walking up the pentatonic scale, the 5th position of the pentatonic scale. So we get 5, 9, and then 5 on the G, and then 10 on the G. So, and then 8 and 10. So pretty familiar territory if you know your 5 pentatonic positions. So let's put that together. So the next section has a bunch of thirds in it. If you're not familiar with thirds, it's really not that tricky. You're just playing the 1st note of the major scale and the 3rd note of the major scale together. So in this case, I'm playing this A and I'm playing this C together. So A, B, C, that's a third because we're 3 notes away from the root, or 2 notes away I should say. And if we did that with the D scale, it would be like D, E, F, sharp, and then we play those 2 notes together. We get a third. I'm just doing a bunch of thirds all the way down the neck. That's it. So if I go to the G string and the B string, G on the 14th and the B on the 13th, and I'm going to go down, up, down. There's my first third because I'm going A to C. Here's another third. It looks different, but it's still a third. I'm going to go from the 12th on the G to the 12th on the B, and then 11 and 10 on the G and B strings. So we've got, and then I'm going to do the same shape again, 2 frets down, so on the 9th and the 8th. And And then this part I really like, where we just go 7 7 6 6 5 5. So we've got and picking down up, and then in the last section I might just do like down 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 because the chords. Love that part. I do hope this lick has been super useful to you, and that you feel like, you know, when you hit the 5 chord in a blues now, you've actually got a lick that you can bust out and it will highlight the changes going by perfectly. You know, you don't have to just kind of hope for the best with the pentatonic stuff. You've actually got a lick that will get you up and down the fretboard, but more importantly will highlight the chord tones that are going by, so it really sounds like some, you know, blues vocabulary rather than just kind of going, you know, up a scale and hoping for the best. So if you do have any questions or, you know, comments, any parts of it where you're like, yeah, I didn't quite get this part, like I really like how it sounds but I'm not really sure what I'm doing, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Like, I really like, you know, helping you guys out and talking about that stuff. So have fun with this one. I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Cheers. Bye for now.